All right, my name is Minh Lee. I am the CIO of Checkers Drive-In Restaurants. We are a fairly large to mid-sized brand with around 850 locations across 38 states. Well, when I joined Checkers 2.5 years ago, our infrastructure was a mess. I mean, there's no standardization. It was falling apart, no reliability. They were buying hardware off of eBay, and that's how bad it was. And with my background, where I came from before, we had a fairly large infrastructure vendor. And when I first joined Checkers and saw all this, I'm like, hey, wait a second, I'm just gonna bring that vendor over here and be done with it, rip it and replace. So we started going through a proof of concept, but one of my ideas is I'm never always tied to a vendor because there's always innovation out there. Fortinet just came to the top of the list, so naturally we reached out to Fortinet and say, hey, we're doing this with this vendor, which is one of your biggest competitors. We want to give you a shot at the business as well. This is everything we need. And that's where Fortinet came into play as part of that selection process. Going from an environment where everything was breaking, falling apart, nothing is managed centrally, nothing is standardized, having to deal with each restaurant, each piece of hardware one at a time, even if you can't even get to it, it's a nightmare. In comes this cloud-managed solution, everything's centralized, single pane of glass, template rollout. We open 55 locations a year, and within the next few years, there's going to be 100 locations a year. We need to be able to roll these things out quick and easy, and the Fortinet solution does that. So we need to manage a large number of distributed locations at scale, and the only way to do it successfully is to have a product like what FortiGate offers us, being able to manage a distributed environment centrally and have visibility through the threat intelligence and the other Fortinet fabrics out there. One of the biggest things is high availability, right? And we know that SD-WAN achieves that. For the Fortinet's SD-WAN solution, we have our primary broadband coming into the restaurants and with a backup cellular. Given that high availability usage, the centralized management of it, and full control on security piece of it, especially as we start migrating to SaaS-based applications, it totally makes sense, and it's a perfect fit for our business. So currently we have SD-WAN deployed in around 265 locations. As far as managing and administration, it went from a big 500-pound gorilla to like a little chipmunk type, right? The two top things I love about Fortinet is one is the ability to manage the solution centrally, having a single pane of glass, where I could easily maintain the existing infrastructure, have visibility, but I could scale at my pace, right? The technology shouldn't be holding me back from scaling. So integrating Fortinet into our process, our goal of opening 100 restaurants a year is easily achievable with this solution. The other thing is the security that I could sleep better at night, knowing that Fortinet's threat intelligence is protecting my restaurants. Being able to go from 5 FTEs to 1 FTE and some help desk, using this for resources, deploying them to other projects, it could easily be in the hundreds, thousands to millions saved over the 2 or 3 year period that we're currently engaged right now, and we're planning to extend it so that savings will continue to grow. So currently, we have Fortinet installed in our 265 corporate locations. Looking forward, we have 600 franchise locations. I'm looking to standardize Fortinet across the board. My recent experience with the Fortinet team is that they are probably one of the best people I've ever worked with in my career. They're knowledgeable, they're transparent, they're responsive, they're accountable. So that's everything I want in a vendor.